Hey there everybody, welcome back to more Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. I'm still Negroth, and we are already under attack by a boss, a Mech ape, which is definitely not an AT-AT with a monkey in it. This thing is actually incredibly easy to take down, as you can just hide behind the safety of your spacecraft that you came up in here in, and it will just never actually be able to hit you. So you can actually be in relative safely while you pluck away at it with whatever weapons you have in excess. In this case, I'm using the laser blaster. I really haven't had a reason to use it in quite a bit of time, and you know what, we might as well get rid of it, especially for a reason we'll be seeing soon enough. And it's already dead.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Boy, that was a very hard way to start the stage, I guess, and yep, we already got all of our laser blaster back.
Duke, I lost your signal for a while. Where are you?
I caught a ride to the alien spaceship.
Great news. Have you located Houston?
Not yet. This place heavily guarded, but I'll find her.
So we are apparently fully into the belly of the beast at the actual alien spacecraft, or mothership, I suppose. And we just want to go ahead and maneuver that particular large gun into position for a very specific reason. And zero gravity. Whee! But yeah, it's actually kind of annoying because everything moves a lot slower when you're in midair. And that's going to be a bit of a problem later on, but that's okay. So I'm just trying to get ready for the new enemy of the stage. There's actually, I think, 2 new enemies, and they're both very annoying. First, it's this guy. He's just called Alien Core, or part of the Alien Core. Their main annoyance is the fact that they have freeze guns as well. And they will freeze you in place, and we'll see what they do when they freeze you in place later. Now, this particular room coming up is actually, or it can be fairly dangerous if you don't know what's coming up, mostly because there is a stealth generator in the next room. And that stealth generator is going to be hiding 2 of those guys who are either going to freeze you and then do their other little special attack, or they're just going to do a shit ton of damage to you. Either way, by chucking a few pipe bombs in there, you're able to, I think, at least kill them before you have to, you know, get in their direct line of fire, even though I think they're supposed to be stealth still. But yeah, with a few pipe bombs you can kind of get the drop on them, and they're not too much of a hassle. I actually died quite a few times in this room trying to get down the best way to approach the situation, as it was a lot harder than it seemed initially. Honestly, when you have multiple guys that are just freezing you, juggling you basically, they can get pretty annoying, and you just saw their other attack there, which is to summon out, I think those things are called saucer cores, or saucer corps.
Interesting combination.
And they're basically just remodeled roaches, pretty much.
That should clear the way.
So there are a couple of buttons we can press, but even better, we have full freezer ammo again, which is always good. And there's another set of buttons over here which we're going to need to press, and also some stealth generators for some reason. But yeah, we're just going to open up a few cells that appear to be empty, but they will actually have a use later on. And we're just going to backtrack to that door that we just blew open, after I make sure that I switch back to my full ammoed freezer, which is a very wonderful weapon if you don't remember any of the previous videos. And while we are heading back, it will spawn a few more of these aliens. Thankfully, if you make sure to have the drop on them with your freezer, you don't have to worry too much about their freezer. But yeah, it can get pretty annoying when, you know, you have 3 of them and they all manage to freeze you and then all summon out those little saucers, because you're just going to start taking about way too much damage from like 6 different sources at one time, and it can get pretty overwhelming to say the least. But thankfully, with a little practice and a little skill, you can actually get it down pretty easily. I will say this part coming up, though, actually, it surprised me that it ended up killing me, I think the first time I went through here, because you never actually realize that you're actually in quite a bit of danger whenever you're being frozen. So I actually ended up sliding down that ramp all frozen, and when I hit the ground, I instantly died, so... But hopefully you remember what the code on the door was, because there are walls slowly closing in, and if you don't put in the code correctly, the doors will not open. But thankfully it's pretty easy. I think there's only like 3 different symbols on three different symbols. So it's not as dangerous as it seems. Really, the first couple of times I was playing this level, it seemed a lot harder than it actually was. Mostly due to that one room with the stealth generator, but the rest of it is pretty easy. And the secrets are actually pretty fucking obvious in comparison to some of the other levels. So our next secret is actually going to be pretty much in the same place. Nice little ricocheting shot there. And it's a Duke biography we don't necessarily need, because as you can see, we're actually doing pretty well on health at this point. And, yeah. Good job, 3D Realms and In Space. I really wanted to see awkwardly pixelated, shaded boobies. But yeah, I really can't stand these fucking little saucer things. They are so fucking annoying. I don't know why they felt the need to have another small, quick, easily killed enemy, but whatever. So our main point of this mission is to, well, first, we were supposed to find Houston, but we obviously ran into other women first, so, you know, we gotta do things in order. And you may be wondering why I skipped the girls in the shower first. Well, there is a little bit of an Easter egg, I suppose, on this particular level, where if you get the women in the shower last, the cinematic you get is supposed to be a little bit more risque. I'll leave it up to you, the viewer, to determine if it's really the case, but we'll be seeing that in just a second, because we are actually going to head back and teleport out the naked shower women, or at least partially lathered up shower women.
Jane is waiting for you. Jane, what?
Also, the steam effect is really fucking atrocious.
Saving babes is my business. Jane is waiting.
Duke, take this key. It will get you access to the secured area where they are holding Houston. Go this way, across the launching bay.
Thanks. It's time to rescue your leader.
Yeah, that was incredibly sexy, I guess. But thankfully, she had a cube on her somewhere. I'm not going to assume where, which is going to allow us to continue on through the stage. And there's going to be a few more aliens to deal with, but first I have to smash my face into a wall. Yet again, the 0G, or the low gravity, is it's a bit annoying sometimes. Especially when you really don't need to jump up like 20 feet into the air. But you know, I finally found a good use for pipe bombs. And that's if you happen to know where guys are.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
They're actually really powerful, but you know, for the most part, you're never really going to have that many opportunities to actually shoot guys that way, so I try to refrain from using them, as opposed to the jetpack, where I'll try to use that as much as fucking possible, because you really don't feel like watching me, you know, climb across and do a bunch of stupid jumps. I just saved you about 2 minutes there. And we got one last final ambush coming up, but thankfully, you know, more pipe bombs. I actually ended up, the first time I did this room coming up, I ended up losing a lot of health because there's initially 2 guys in there, and then another 2 guys spawn, so it can be a pretty dangerous fight,
Here's your
but,
daddy.
you know.
Chew on this.
And as we look upon Earth, that is the end of the mission. There's just going to be a cinematic, so we'll see you next time.
Duke, I heard you were coming, but I'd begun to give up hope.
Yeah, it's a good thing I found you, Houston. I think those aliens are up to something.
Duke, here's the situation. The aliens plan on leaving the solar system in the next few hours, destroying Earth on their way out. They must be stopped. I'm going to free the rest of the resistance that are being held in the detention block. Take that turbo lift up to the promenade deck and free anyone you can find. Time is running short.
You gotta love a confident woman. Huh?